Welcome to part 2 of the best Cartoon Network shows. If you haven't seen part 1, I'm going to put the link down in the description below. If the description is still down there, otherwise it's probably moved back over there, or whatever. Anyway, 10 to number 1, let's just get on with this. You know, when I was a kid, my parents said, "Oh, you should watch Ed, and it's strange." Did I listen to them? Fuck no. Fuck that shit. Ed and Eddie was awesome. In terms of the animation, first off, I gotta say, is fine. And also, it can be a little gross at times, but not grotesque. So, who does it star? Well, Ed, and Eddie. The Eds. Or, well, they're basically like the Three Stooges. There's, of course, Ed, who's kind of stupid, but in a funny way. There's Ed with two Ds, or, well, double D, otherwise, you know, two Eds, just call him double D. He is the smart and, well, the most mature of the three Eds, and he always wears a hat. Why? I don't know. Why do the kids from South Park always wear winter clothing, even when it's summer? Yeah. And then there's Eddie, who is one crazy motherfucker at times and loves money, but he always gets his ass bitten at the end from it because, well, he's a con artist, pretty much. And something worth noting, there's no adults at all in this show, at all. There's been a theory that, well, maybe the adults have all died, or maybe that's some sort of prison, something along those lines. But yeah, there's also other characters. There's Rolf, Sarah, Jimmy, Johnny, his best friend Plank, Kevin, Raz. Yeah, they all have their own neat personalities. Sarah is, of course, you know, Ed's bitchy sister who always yells at him. Jimmy is, well, this kid who plays with Sarah all the time. Then there's Kevin, who's the douchebag. Raz, who always hangs out with him. And Double D has a crush on her. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also, oh, those three sisters. Oh, what are their names? The Gross sisters. Yeah, they all have the crush on the Eds. Oh, yeah. Rolf. He's got some sort of accent. I can't tell what it is. Do you know? Because I don't know. And he loves farming. Yeah, the Ed boys is what do you want? But it does create a lot of laughs. And hey, it was even funny when the Eds moved everything that they did to school. And they're in high school, apparently. Yeah, but one thing I do like about it is, well, Eddie getting bitten in the ass every episode for conning people out. I mean, if Eddie got away with it every single time, the show would not really be that good. And, you know, it's like, fuck you, Eddie. What the hell? But, you know, it definitely teaches good morals and is a classic cartoon overall. Hey, pretty lady. Yeah, that is the catchphrase of none other than Johnny Bravo. What's the show about? Well, it's about this blonde muscle guy who's essentially, well, he acts like Elvis, I'll say that, who goes around just doing stuff. Really, that's all there is. Most of the humor comes off of just how stupid Johnny is, and, you know, since this is an original character, I'm fine with that. And it's not stupid like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's he thinking? It's like, that's actually funny. It's not like, you know, certain other cartoons that I can think of off the top of my head. But anyway, what else is there? Well, there's Pops, who is, well, not the Pops you probably are thinking of, but he is the owner of this place called Pop's Palace, which is a restaurant that Johnny likes to go to. There's, of course, Johnny's mom. Yeah, he lives with his mom. Yeah, muscle man, blonde guy can still live with his parents. Well, just his mom. Whatever happened to his dad? I don't know. Was there an episode that explained it? If there was, I didn't see it. And then there's his geeky neighbor Carl, who thinks that Johnny is his best friend, but Johnny hates him. And then there's the little girl Susie, who also bugs Johnny. And the stuff they come up with for the episodes is quite funny. I was just watching some Johnny Bravo to refresh my memory and came across the episode Moby Jerk, which I realized the SpongeBob episode, what was it? Inmates of Summer, ripped off. Yeah, Johnny gets on the wrong boat after he's supposed to go on this excellent cruise. It's not Boy Scouts, but it's an excellent cruise, but gets on this shitty boat, and, well, hijinks ensues. Although he won it by being the 1 millionth customer at this nugget place. And, well, he's not really... Well, at first he wasn't, interested in what the guy is saying. Hey, you're the millionth customer. He's like, I just want my nuggets. Give me my nuggets. Although he started listening to the guy after he said, single women. Yeah, Johnny also likes to go after single babes. Hey, mama, how you doing? And usually gets beaten up. I remember one episode where, he got the chick that he wanted, but I can't really remember others. And he also likes to do the monkey. Yeah. It's an enjoyable little show and probably one of the few, if not the only show that I can think of where the main character being stupid is both a funny and a good thing. And just doesn't make you want to tear your hair out. This is one of the shows that got Cartoon Network getting back on the right track, mostly. And, the creator of the show, J.G. Quintel, before a regular show, he worked on Flapjack, which I stated before is, it's mediocre, quite frankly. There's some episodes I love, and then there's episodes where I'm like, why? But yeah, the premise of the show, J.G. Quintel, this is, based off of stuff he did in college, and, spoiler alert, Mordecai and Benson are actually guys that are tripping on acid. Pops is some king of Lollipop Land or something like that. You want to check out the shorts. The Name from Lollyland and 2 in the AM PM are the shorts that J.G. Quintel made. But anyway, what's it about? Well, it's about, these two anthropomorphic animals, a blue jay named Mordecai and a raccoon named Rigby, who work at a park, and, they live in the house that's at the park, which I haven't seen, and, I almost wish my old job was like that. Who am I kidding? I have my parents' place. And also, this lollipop-headed guy named Pops also lives there. And then there's also their boss, Benson, who is a gumball machine. And over on the park, in a garage place, there's this, Sasquatch named Skips, who's voiced by Mark Hamill. What do you know? And then in a trailer, there's this fat green guy who's not the Hulk. He's Muscle Man. And his best friend, High Five Ghost, who's a ghost with an arm and a hand on top for high-fiving. And then later on, there's this goat named Thomas who joins. He doesn't really do much. He's probably my least favorite character. Not because his character sucks, just he doesn't do a lot. And he's an intern. So, what's regular show about? Well, it's anything but regular, I'll tell you that. That is the motto, after all. I mean, basically, Mordecai and Rigby, something happens to them. Either they do something, or just something happens to them, or one of the characters, and, something unnatural happens. And, it's funny, it's interesting, and, has so many creative possibilities that the writers behind this show take full advantage of. And no, it's not really an acid trip. You want an acid trip? Go watch Uncle Grandpa. This is not. This is entertainment, some entertainment at its finest. And I'm not being sarcastic about it. Just regular show, it's enjoyable, funny, and also kind of more for older people. Although that doesn't mean little kids can't see it. Just, well, there's some things, but not things that they will be scarred for life from. This is amazing. Young Justice got me back into superhero cartoons, quite frankly. I mean, I've stated this before. I mean, this show is amazing. The characters are deep, they are complex, they are relatable. Even in Season 2, alright? So, what's it about? Well, I'm just gonna say all the members that, were in Season 1 and then Season 2. There's, of course, Robin, who voiced by Jesse McCartney. Remember him, that one pop singer, Justin Bieber, of like 10 years ago? I don't remember. But yeah, I didn't know that either. Aqualad, who's voiced by Carrie Payton. Yeah, Aqualad is voiced by Cyborg. Of course, Kid Flash, Superboy, Miss Martian, Artemis, Zatanna, Speedy, in like the first episode. Speedy, Red Arrow, whatever. And Rocket. And, well, it's like the original Teen Titans show, minus the comedy. Although, definitely greatly benefits. It's because, well, action cartoon. And it's not mindless action like you'd find in like a Roland Emmerich movie or a Michael Bay movie. It's like, dang. They really nailed it. Season 2, people complain, oh, I'm so lost, I didn't get it. Well, then pay some fucking attention, bitch! I mean, really. And it's 5 years later, Robin's Nightwing, and also, there's some added Impulse would later come from the future. There's also Beast Boy and, Static Shock was also in there. And shit, I can't remember who else. Yeah, Season 3 I think was supposed to also have Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven. But that didn't happen because, well, Cartoon Network, quantity over quality, and it was when they started just getting rid of everything action. Which I still don't understand to this day. And it's been over a year since this happened. I mean, really. But yeah, Young Justice, it's a great action cartoon with a huge fan base that needs Season 3. Season 2, that finale, that's not a finale. That was not supposed to be the finale. That was supposed to bridge into a third season. It was supposed to. Why it didn't happen, oh yeah, I've already explained that. But yeah, Young Justice, great cartoon, great action cartoon, helped me get back into animation. Well, DC animation anyways. What time is it? It's about 8 to 4. But, anyway, like regular show, Adventure Time was the other show that put Cartoon Network mostly back on the right track, back to recovery after 2009 and early 2010. So what's the show about? Well, it's about Jake the dog and Finn the human. Oh yeah, Jake also has magic powers that has him stretch. They live in the land of Ooh, which is a magical place. There's different princesses, Princess Bubblegum, the Fire Princess, and so many. There's even the evil Ice King. And they do also meet a bunch of other characters along the way. I like the fantasy part of this. It's definitely, well, you don't really get a lot of fantasy cartoons these days. And the action is also nice, and I do like how wobbly the animation is. Humor fantastic. Although sometimes the Jake-centered episodes aren't really up to scratch with everything else, I gotta admit. But, you know, still, it is a good cartoon. And, oh, is it in its 5th or 6th season? I can't remember, but it's had a nice long run. And I am glad for Adventure Time. It is one of the best shows of this decade, hands down. Unless some better comes out, but Adventure Time would definitely be up there. If you haven't checked out the show, check it out right now. Pause this video and watch an episode of Adventure Time. Alright? Alright. Oh, Dexters Lab. This was, well, I was the original animated genius kid with a laboratory. I said anime because Urkel beat him. But anyway, what's it about? It's about this little ginger kid who, I think Dexter's a baby. That's what I've heard. I think he is. Yeah, he is a boy genius who wears a white lab coat and glasses, and he has a laboratory, as he calls it. Well, it's secret, and it's behind his bookcase. The only other person that knows about his laboratory, Dee Dee, and his nemesis, Mandark. Oh, and the piano teacher at one point, and maybe some other people, but I can't remember who else, as it's all I remember. But, well, the episodes are about Dexter having, you know, different misadventures and experiments going wrong, and Dee Dee sneaking to his lab. In case you don't know who Dee Dee is his annoying older sister who's blonde. And, you know, does also have parents that are, the dad is a blonde with glasses, and he's the worker. He brings bread, he puts bread on the table. The mom is a stay-at-home mom who is also Ginge. And the reason I'm pulling out the full descriptions is for, well, I think you might know why I am. There's some episodes where they have a dog too, but that's not important. The important thing is it's very science-y, and well, it's quite great. It's awesome. I love Dexter's Lab. Now, and even like seasons 3 and I think there was a 4th, like when Dexter's Lab like came back, it was the episodes are all right, but they are still good. There's not one where I just turn the TV off. Yeah, Dexter's Lab, classic stuff. Samurai Jack is, well, he's from the creator of Dexter's Lab and Samurai Titan, Genndy Tartakovsky. And, well, what's it about? Well, this samurai guy from ancient Japan had wielded a sword to strike down the almighty Aku. Before the final blow was struck, he threw him into the portal of time and plunged him into the future, where Aku rules the land. And, well, the episodes are Jack trying to get back to the past and, you know, adjusting to future stuff, like having to fight robots, fighting colonies of, like, anthropomorphic animals, learning to jump good. And Jack is quite a deep character. He doesn't really say much, but, you know, quiet, mysterious, serious. That's how Samurai Jack is. And Jack isn't really his real name. Just, well, a bunch of goons call him that after he was, like, immediately sent into the future. And although a little thing that bothers me is Jack's design. He looks like Professor Utonium from Powerpuff Girls, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I was like, is this some sort of weird Professor Utonium episode? Because, I mean, they look the same, except Samurai Jack looks a little more Asian than Professor Utonium. But yeah, definitely deep character development. I can't remember if he gets back to the past. I haven't finished watching the series, okay? Okay. But yeah, it's definitely a nice show to watch. And, great cartoon. Samurai Jack. Awesomeness. Would you believe that this was originally called the Whoop-Ass Girls? Yeah, that was the name of it when Craig McCracken first made it when he was in college. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Powerpuff Girls, back in the day, yeah, I know I sound so old saying back in my day, but yeah. Yeah, this was a bit of a girls' cartoon that, well, it's weird if boys liked it, but boys, they say they like it because of the villains, but we all know why we liked it, because it was awesome! Kind of foreshadows bronies, but not really. Never mind that. But anyway, Powerpuff Girls. It's about the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, who dedicate their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil. Which, there's that one bitch that's very feminist. There's Mojo Jojo, Fuzzy Lumpkins, him, who is the devil. The gang Green Gang. Usually random aliens. I mean, I remember this one race of broccoli aliens they had to fight. And hell, Powerpuff Girls even had a movie, which I have seen, and it is great. It's the untold origins of the Powerpuff Girls, like, how Townsville, liked them, how they grew used to them, and, well, how they first thought they were freaks. Yeah. Unfortunately, the finale wasn't aired in the States. There's another video that's somewhere explaining why. I mean, I think it's because it shows capitalism versus communism, which is bullshit. Just show the fucking thing. And in terms of the Powerpuff Girls 2014 special, disappointing, and yeah, it was terrible. The animation sucked. The story, Dance Dance Revolution, why? It's a little late. And just didn't really feel like there was much effort put into it. But, the show, I love it. And, well, don't judge it on that special. If you want to judge Powerpuff Girls for yourself, go watch an episode. Go watch an episode. They're great, definitely fantastically written. Basically, Blossom, the most mature one and the leader. And then, there's Buttercup, the tough one, and Bubbles, he's the cute one. And I even like the doppelgangers that they have, the Rowdy Rough boys, Brick, Boomer, and Butch. I always like the doppelgangers because, that's always cool. Evil versions of good guys. Yeah. It's Courage the Cowardly Dog not only could scare you and make you laugh, but it also had very heartfelt moments and at times, adult themes that were put into children's cartoons very maturely and respecting, what they're supposed to be. Like prostitution, lesbianism, I mean, so many other things. The one with the space squids, even the series finale episode where Courage remembers the day his parents were taken away and how he was founded by Muriel. It's so heartfelt. If you don't cry, then you're either a fucking steel curtain or you have no soul. Either way, you should at least be able to like something about it. I mean, there are creepy images, but nothing like disgusting, but like scary things that could give you nightmares. But I mean, the shit they had on really pushed that TV Y7 rating. I mean, they should have just had it be rated PG. Really, Y7? This is Y7? It should be PG. It's a little scary, don't you think? So yeah, but Courage himself, he is this purple dog, and, well, his name is Courage because he had a lot of courage to, well, be by himself as a baby when Muriel found him, and, well, he's a cowardly dog, comes from the fact that, well, He is a coward. He's scared very easily. And there is Muriel, his kind owner, and her husband, Eustace Bad, who is an old, cranky douchebag. He's like your neighbor who's the old guy that bitches about everything. Get off my lawn, kids. I'm calling the cops. You're making too much noise. That kind of neighbor. But, yeah, courage. I mean, it hits the right points on every single level. And I love that. So, what show could possibly beat Courage, the Cowardly Dog? Well, yeah, it's fucking Teen Titans! Yeah! So, what makes this show great? Everything. Everything. The action, fantastic. Comedy, funny. It plays off the characters' personalities to a T. And, oh yeah, also has a nice blend of anime, which definitely makes it very unique. Especially compared to not just, other superhero cartoons, but other cartoons in general. I really like that they even, had one season dedicated to one Titan, except for Starfire. Although there would have been season 6 if that actually happened, Warner! Yeah, the reason this show was actually canceled, not because of Cartoon Network. No, there were new heads at Warner Brothers Animation, and season 6 was planned. I mean, they were like, alright, we're ready to go. Let's show this to Warner. And the new president was like, no. We like sucking cocks. And, we don't think Teen Titans will go good, even though it has the ratings! But, no, we're dipshits. We're the new heads at WB Animation. La. But fuck that shit. But anyway, I really did like that. It really developed the characters overall. And, not many other shows do that. I can't really think of other shows that do stuff like that. Like, they focus one season on one character. Well, background and whatnot. And that's really neat. I like that. In terms of the characters themselves, it's mostly based off of the 80s comic, The New Teen Titans. That version, as opposed to, other iterations. And, well, they've got 5 out of 8 of the members. I mean, there's no... Well, Wonder Girl would appear in the show later, but wasn't a staple member of Titans West, which is what these Titans are. Yeah, Kid Flash would come later on, but, he didn't join Titans West as well. And there was also Superboy. But yeah, the core 5, there's Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Raven. Robin, he is a very determined, serious leader who, well, sometimes his addiction to solving the crime can kind of kill him. I mean, he got beaten up by an imaginary Slade. How about that? And there's, of course, Starfire, who's the pretty girl, but also kicks ass and, is still learning about Earth and everything else since she is an alien. I wish she got her own season, though. Cyborg is, of course, the tech guy. I mean, he did so many things in Titan's Tower. Hell, he built a fucking car from scratch with his bare hands. Beast Boy is my favorite character out of all of them. Beast Boy, he's a lovable goofball, and, he can even shapeshift into animals. That's awesome. And he's not a goofball where you just want to beat the fucking shit out of him. But he's like a funny character. He serves a purpose. And, it's great overall. Raven, the sexy one. What did I say? Oh, Raven, sexy and super. Oh, blah. Sorry, that was my other half talking. But yeah, Raven is the dark one. She's the daughter of Trigon, who is a demon. And, well, she is pretty dark, serious, sexy, and, well, she's quite badass, I gotta say. Yeah, in terms of the villains, Slade is, of course, the main villain. Slade's a badass. You don't want to mess with Slade. And, there's Red X, Terra. I like this version of Terra better than the comics. She's at least a lot more likable, rather than being just a straight-up evil bitch. Because that's how all supervillains are, right? Not all of them. But, definitely a great show. And that's why Teen Titans Go is the best show Cartoon Network has ever had, in my opinion. Now, again, if one of your favorite shows didn't make this list, it's okay. It probably would have made the list if this was a top 50, unless it ends up on the worst list, which is going to be coming up. It's probably not going to be the video after this, but we'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, comment, all that awesome stuff. And, well, see you all.